Hey, what's going on? Tony from howtobuyandsellyyourcars.com. Just hanging out in my office this morning. I wanted to talk to you about a couple of things, especially about mechanics, okay? And how a lot of mechanics can be scum. You know, I'm the mechanic side at one point in my life, charging customers to do jobs. I worked in shops. I had a lot of friends in the mechanical industry. And I know a lot of the things that go on at mechanic shops, you know, in the back end. I remember my dad told me a story once. He grew up in the automotive industry too. He had worked in a gas station when he was young in his teens. This was like in the 50s. All right, the early 50s, 55, 53 in that area. And he used to work at a gas station with his friend, and his friend was more like the co-owner of the shop with somebody else. You know, customers used to come in, and my dad said they used to have the old oil cans, and the old oil cans used to have to put a spout in it, right? So his friend used to have an old oil can just sitting up on the shelf with no oil in it, right? When he would put the dipstick in the car to check the oil, he would hold the dipstick a little here, push it in, like basically not putting the dipstick in all the way to the engine. So when you took it out, it would look like it's low on oil. So he would show the customer, see, it's low on oil, okay? And then put oil in it, but there's nothing in the can. They'd make believe they put an oil in the car, charge the customer 50 cents or whatever it was back then. It's probably like $10 now, whatever it is for a quart of oil. And then he would ask a lady, once a lady came in the shop, and he said, when's the last time you changed the air in your tires? Change the air in my tires? I never changed the air in tires before. Oh, really? Like, so he would go around, not my dad doing this, the other guy was doing this. You know, he would go around, he would take that little piece in the valve that lets you put the air in and out. He would take that out, drop the car to the ground, take all the air out, put him back in, fill the car back up with air, and then charge the customer like 25 cents a tire or something, whatever it was back in those days. And mechanics would do this all the time, and it happens today, every single day. Oh yeah, your car needs this, that. It doesn't need anything. People don't know, when people don't know the mechanics of a car, and a lot of people don't know the mechanics of a car and how simple things are. Oh, it needs this, it needs that. People gladly pay it because they think you took care of them when mechanics are ripping you off. You need to be aware of the certain mechanical things that go on in a car, a motorcycle, whatever you're doing. If this is what you're doing, if you're getting into buying and selling cars for profit, you need to educate yourself to a certain degree. You don't have to be a master mechanic or have a license or anything, but you need to know the basics. Learn the basics of changing a spark plug. Okay, learn the basics of an oil change. How much is that going to save you in the future if you just did it yourself? Not just saving you in money, but time. If you have to take your car over to a mechanic, have it checked out and inspected, it's going to take an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours of your day, maybe a half a day, because you're sitting in the office waiting around, right? But if you could do it yourself, you don't even have to leave the house. You do it all in your garage, check it out, everything's good, then you're fine. Learn the basics is all I'm telling you here. And I want to talk to you about this little moped that I got here. Okay, I picked it up. It's a 1998 Honda Elite, a very sentimental bike to me, just like this YSR. All right, I just picked this up. I drove down to Montgomery, Texas. It was about a 467-mile round trip drive. We did it in one day. My daughter and I went to go pick it up. And I'll tell you more about the story on how I got started buying and selling from my stepfather's 1989 Honda Elite. Like this, but a little thinner, right? It wasn't as big, didn't have the glove box. But I found it, I got it at a good deal. Original owner, all right, it's a 1998 with original 884 miles on it. I must have put 10 miles on it since I got it. But original owner, the guy used it, he had it on the back of his RV. So he'd basically go traveling to campsites and all that, and they would use this bike to, travel the campgrounds, go to the bathroom or take a shower or whatever, and they used to use the bike to do that only. So it's in really great shape. Nothing wrong with it. He said it always ran beautiful. He always took care of it, took it to the mechanic shop. But this older couple, they didn't know anything about mechanics. Okay, they didn't know anything about it. So you could see I took the airbox off because I want to show you something. Anyway, I got it at a good deal. Original owner, clean title. You know, he fell on the gravel a couple of times, he said, at the campground, so he scratched it up. But it needs a little bit of paint, so I'm going to go ahead and custom paint this thing anyway. I don't plan on selling it for a profit. I'm keeping it. I'm going to use it to ride around the property and just play with it with my daughter. Anyway, he said, Tony, I took really good care of this moped. In fact, we actually just took it to a mechanic shop a couple of days before I went to go pick it up. All right, so here is the receipt. I got receipts over here, okay? And this is what the mechanic told him. He said it ran fine before he took it in. He just wanted to get it taken in to get a tune-up. So when he sold it, the guy, very nice guy, nice, honest, older man. He said he wanted to get it tuned up or whatever before the new buyer bought it. Okay, so, and he spent $204 on the tune-up, which he didn't even have to do that. But people don't know, okay, people don't know. They said he needed a carb job. They needed to rebuild the carburetor, okay, and miscellaneous supplies. Take a look at the price here. $175 for the carb job. $75 to redo. $204. And I guarantee you, they probably didn't do anything to it. If they did anything to the carburetor, they probably just took the airbox off, started it up, kind of played with the throttle a little bit, sprayed some carburetor cleaner in it, and that was it. Because he said when he took it in, there was nothing wrong with it. He just wanted to have it checked out and tuned up, and he ended up spending $200. Right now, an OEM carburetor, brand new carburetor, I can get on eBay. All right, I just checked them out. $80 to $100, I can get a brand new carburetor, and these guys charged them $204 to rebuild it, basically. But I guarantee you, they didn't even rebuild it. And I actually took the airbox off, so you could see the carburetor. This is a little carburetor here. Okay, it's bolted on with two 10mm bolts. Very easy to come off. Okay, and I could tell you right now by looking at these screws down here, it was never taken off. Okay, the float ball was never taken off. Here. All right, and it does look original. It's an original carburetor. And I guarantee you, the way this looks in here, okay, that doesn't look like a new gasket in there. If they did a carb job, that would be a new gasket in there. Okay. And it doesn't look like they even cracked the bolts, okay? So all they probably did with this thing was take the air filter box off, okay? 3 screws. I don't even think they even took this off, okay? To be honest, I don't even think they went through the hassle to take this off, because you need to take this off to actually squirt some carburetor cleaner in here to clean it out. Because when I did drive it, there was a little hesitation until it got a little warm, and then it ran great. But I guarantee you they did not do diddly crap to this bike, and they charged them $200. Another instance, a year ago, they took it in to a mechanic, okay? I'm not going to name the mechanic, but I got the receipt right here, okay? $80 for a brand new battery. Maybe it needed that, all right? I'll give them that. But look where they tacked on an extra $340. Flush and clean the tank. Yeah, right. R&R and clean the carb. Yeah, right. R&R side panels. Okay, they had to take these panels. Oh, whoop-de-doo, they had to take these panels off. Basically 8 screws. Okay, replace the battery, whatever. $484 this guy got charged. $484 for one instance there. Another $200 here. I mean, it's almost worth more than the bike. Well, the maintenance they spent on this thing. $100 to put a $15 tire on. Right over here. $100 to put a $15 tire on. They put brand new tire on it. Not too long ago, the front. All right. So you could spend a lot of money on maintenance if you don't know what these guys are charging you. You could easily lose money. Okay? So it's important to educate yourself and learn the basics of mechanics. It's not rocket science. It's so easy to clean out a carburetor. You just take a couple of screws out, clean it up with gas, and you put it back in. I mean, you use gasoline to clean it. You know? Unless it's running funny, then you don't even have to rebuild it. A tire, one bolt, tire comes off. You can have the tire off in 20 minutes, a new tire back on within 35 minutes probably if you did it all by yourself. Not even. All right, and they're charging you $100 to do all of that. So anyway, I got it at a spanking deal. I paid $1,200 for it. In Hawaii, growing up, this was a super popular bike. All the young kids like me would soup these up. We'd put a 72cc Polini or a Molosi kit on here, big bore kit. Upgrade the carburetor to a 28 millimeter OKO carburetor. Change the variator out, the clutch. Just do a couple of things to it and make it go 60, 70 miles an hour. I also had a water-cooled one where it was a 125cc stroker engine, water-cooled. I had a radiator tip coming out the front over here. We had little computer fans in the glove box, basically for the fan system, electronic fuel pump, all of that. But anyway, another great deal that I got. I'm not going to go too crazy with it. I'm going to put a nice paint job on it. Probably do a upgrade to the motor later on. But I mean, it runs beautiful now. It goes like 38, 40 miles an hour now the way it is. It's an SR model. Runs great. It really runs like brand new. It starts, as soon as you click it, it starts. Electric start and all of that. Runs great, and they're just a dream to drive these little things. They're super fun. So I will keep you on the progress reports on this thing. I'll be painting it, doing all of that. And, if you're getting into buying and selling cars for profit, check out howtobuyandselljyourcars.com to get my free report. I actually started buying and selling these things right here from the 89 model, 1989. That was the second thing that I ever bought and sold. All right, and this was years ago when I was 13 years old. Almost 20 years ago. Now, I actually got that one recently to redo it and just keep it in my office as a reminder. This is another one that I'm keeping in my... No, I'm not going to keep it in my office. Maybe I'll keep it in my office when I'm not using it. But it's starting to get a little bit packed in here. Go to howtobuyandselljyourcars.com. Learn the basics of mechanics. In my F1 Auto Cash Formula How to Buy and Sell Cars course, I show you how to do a tune-up. I show you basic car inspection so you don't get scammed when getting a deal. You'll be able to do an inspection yourself and feel confident, negotiate, grab the deal, do your little spruce ups that I teach you how to do, and then turn around and profit from it. I could easily sell this thing for $2,500 if I wanted to, but I don't want to. I'm keeping it. $1,200 I paid. It's a great deal. Original owner, clean title, unmolested, all stock. Just fell on the gravel a couple of times. And it's a great bike. I'll have some videos up riding it and doing all the other cool stuff to it pretty soon. All right, so it's Tony from howtobuyandselljyourcars.com. I hope you liked the quick video on how not to get taken by mechanics. Learn the basics, and it's not that hard. All right, it's Tony. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, share, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.